answers about extraterrestrials or maybe the true meaning of life, then you have come to the right place. Welcome to the Ivan Teller online broadcast. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for more details, please visit ivanteller.com and learn more about your galactic families.
Greetings all. Hope this video finds you well. I've been doing a lot of healing for a while now, and in my discoveries, it's like my intention is just to heal the planet, you could say, or yes. And to do that, you go into dark areas, and as you do that, you go into areas that are not really spoken about. They are, but they're shoved under the table. But tonight is going to be an Archangel message. The spirit guide, this is over here. My female spirit guide, Gabrielle, is going to channel first. And then Archangel Michael about the subject, about how rape and rape towards children, females and males, mostly females that are seen as targets, and the pressure. Many souls don't want to come to this planet because of the domestic violence that's here. So if we're going to move into another higher density, we have to fix what's going on here. So this is a touchy subject, but it's very important. It needs to be spoken about. And many extraterrestrial channelers, some have spoken about this, but not enough, of course. Because how are you going to heal this planet? You have to go into where all the trouble is. So, blessings all. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully these messages reach out to the right people. And this is a sensitive subject, but it is one that needs to be addressed several times to fix the problem. You can't have children. I mean, right now we have children that you're always in fear of what's going to happen to your kids. It should not be like that. How can we move into a higher density when we're living in a world that's a war zone? You can't. So blessings all. And let's see how this goes. Blessings. At this time, the world is asleep. It is in a tangent of violence daily. You are violent to each other on accounts that is unacceptable. How can you heal when you cannot fix yourselves? I am Gabrielle. Blessings to you. How can you connect when you have sexual attention against each other, where the male only sees the female as an object and not as a human being? How can you move into a sense like that? You cannot. You stay in darkness. This is unacceptable. As for your world, as it moves ahead, it is a very bumpy ride at this time. It is not moving anywhere for the most part, because you must queer yourselves, cleanse yourselves, find yourselves, enhance yourselves. And how is this when you see mostly the male sees the female as an object and not as for who she is, and tears her apart mentally to see her as only what she can serve him, and realize this is others that would go into, but this is a false precedent on your planet at this time. You realize most males are not like this, but too many are like this, where violence, self-fulfillment is out of control. How can your world heal when you don't look within? And some of us say, this is the norm. Get used to it. This is a terrible world. Get used to it. And it's never talked about, is it? Violence against others and domestic. Uncles preying on their nieces, even nephews. Or female school teachers that are preying on young boys because it's easy and turns them on. This world needs so much healing. It must find itself before it can move forward. It is in an exodus of nowhere at this time. This is unacceptable. And you wish to connect to extraterrestrials, but you must, because they see all this. They do not talk about it. They are quiet. But it is atrocious how the male and female interacts. How the male preys on the female and does rude acts just to turn itself on just for a moment. Just a small self-fulfillment, just to ruin one's life, just to fulfill just a small high, to brag to his friends. The evil that is done on this planet is never really spoken about, truly, not enough. How can this world heal when it's never spoken about? It must be brought forward of what is going wrong. Instead of it seeming cool when one does rape another, it should be seen as a negative act, because many are not acting like it is a negative act. They feel it's self-fulfillment. They brag to their friends. And when she says it was a rape, she just is laughed at. This is unacceptable. There is so much here that needs to be repaired. And for you to go on, you must look within. Many males must look at your life. Is this how you want to go? Is this entertaining to you? To look at women as, some would say, a piece of meat, pretty much. And don't think that you are not being, what do you say, You feel like you're alone when you do these things. But you're not. The spirit world knows all about what you are doing. We, obviously, what you do as you wish. We work with you to not do these things, but we are ignored. So many archangels here right now are here to unlock what is going on. Realize your society is going nowhere. But now it's time to let go of these atrocious acts. For the male, look at a female as a person, as a human being, a loving person, instead of what can she do for me? What kind of affection can I get? Realize this in your media. You were sold lies, constant lies. It is time to end all that. Violence against children and women needs to end for you to move forward. A healing, a great world healing must begin somewhere. And this is not our last or only saying this. Because realize, those of you males who prey on females, either as a child or it is a high school friend that is the same age, and your thoughts of violence, realize you're not alone. Your spirits, spirit guides are listening, and they're not approving of what you're doing. So you think you're alone. You're so smart. You are not that smart. Not when you think these things. And I realize that many males see this as cool to do these things. This is attractive to their friends. This needs to be shed a light on all of this to end it. Children should not be born into this world as seen as a target. Instead of, no one talks about this. They just go and play with their electronics. And then when an act of violence happens to your child or a female loved one that was just going on a simple date and comes back with a different story, and a male that is laughing with his friends as she feels so violated and her trust destroyed. This should be addressed and ended. The fear on your planet to talk about these things is childish. There's more, but that is enough for now. More others are coming in. Blessings to you. Heal, please. Males on this planet, please look at what you're doing. Realize you're being manipulated. You are easily buying into a lie. You're just there to take down the feminine, because you are easily to manipulate. You are manipulated so easily. You realize there are entities around you that are pulling your strings. Those of malevolent intentions, just to keep the vibration of the world very low and keep the male confused. The male should not be a violent figure on this planet, and yet he is. And the females are their prey, and that should not be the case. So if you want to move in this ascension into the fifth and sixth density and hang out with your alien friends, you must fix yourselves here first. Do some repair. Send love to across the world. Do not look at women like objects, please. It is time to end that. Appreciate them for who they are. And if you do not do this, who are you? Because there's a rage in those who males, and obviously there's some females that prey on young boys, but those males that prey on women and use violence, remember, you are losing your soul, turning into a creature, you can say. Some would say monster. Is that what you want to be? A monster. This is not something, this is your ordeal. Is this how you want to live your life? Someone that is very easy to manipulate and does atrocious things to the opposite sex just to get a little high off of it. And then drink your sorrows away and laugh about it. This is unacceptable. The world needs to heal and end this madness. Blessings to you. Blessings to you all. Not done yet. This is Michael, Archangel Michael. This is this message for the human race to cut it out, to be born into this world and to be instantly victimized by someone in your family, a loved one that has obsessive feelings of sexual desires towards an infant, is not something that is welcomed in the spirit world and should not be welcomed here in your density in this world. But it is. It is frowned upon and then put under, just shoved away. That is unacceptable. That should not be. Realize, males, we're going to go through male and female. As for the male, who is easy to manipulate, easily controlled by the media, sold into seeing women as just an object, and that's it. Just there to fulfill a 5-minute desire and to ruin one's life. And who are you to do this? Because the male is lost, does not know who the hell he is at all, has no clue. Because he's been manipulated by the media and family members to be a certain person and feels so empty inside because spiritually he's disconnected, because the family is spiritually disconnected also. Buying little trinkets, listening to the media, living a life of bliss that makes no sense. Going to church, which is funny because religious groups come off as so friendly, but they are not, are they? Because these predators exist within all religions on your planet. Just like a police officer puts on a badge, come to find out he's the criminal. What better way to commit crime to tell everyone you're the good guy? Religion is the same thing. And for males to be manipulated so easily, realize when you rape a female, the male, realize you are giving into desires, messages that's coming around you 24 hours a day because you let it happen. You let this all happen. You did not, everyone hears these things and just says, get lost. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to cause violence onto anyone. I want love, peace, and happiness. Many males do not do this. They give into it. They see a girl. They get in a relationship. They don't give a damn what she wants. They just want to put themselves onto her and get a 5-minute fuck fest in the most atrocious way possible. And realize the male, look how empty you are. You were empty before, you were empty after. Go drink a beer, go smoke a cigarette. There's nothing inside, just an empty soul, which is unfortunate. It does not have to be like that. Realize your world is orchestrated in a fucked up way. Spirituality is self-spirituality. Will help you break out of all this. But you must do this on your own. Be around those of a loving nature. But you can find spirituality on your own. Connect to your spirit guides. Damn it, just grow the hell up. But many males do not do that, do they? They play video games, see women as objects, and live an empty existence with a deep, dark secret, or several secrets for that matter. Pedophilia is a record high. It has always been around, yes, but now it's being seen more. It should not be seen at all. It should not even exist. But your society is so empty because spirituality is non-existent, because you put objects as a spiritual. Yes, you can go and buy things and still feel empty inside. Realize when you fill yourself up with spirituality, positive spirituality, you will start to see who you truly are, that you are a loving spirit. All of you are. You just not act like it. Because you run like drunken fools, easily sold into a lie. That's been going on forever, but this is a good time for you to realize these cages, this lock on you, can be unlocked. You don't have to be like this. You don't have to be a rapist or a pedophile. You can be a spiritual person and connect. Because realize, all of you are being attacked constantly. You're just not seeing it. Because as a world collective, it was decided long ago to go through these tests and tribulations. It's like we want to go as low as we can so we can learn. Yes, well, is it all that great? It's time for it to end. Of course, this is all up to you. But do you want to live in a world where there's rapists and pedophiles? Do you want this? Do you want your child, to grow up to be a pedophile or a rapist? Is this what you want? Maybe you ought to look at it a little bit more closely. Connecting to your spirituality is so important. It is not in your education system is dead, along with your political system is a corpse. All these things is like a decayed world in many ways. Because you don't have spirituality at all. You're not connected to each other. You're not connected to anything but objects of material possession. And that is not right. So you go after sexual desires of tits and ass. And where do you get after that? Nothing. After violence has been done, what do you have after that? Nothing. A beer, a cigarette, and more depression. It is time for this world to grow up. It is time to heal and end this madness on your planet. Realize your media is there to fool you. And males are easily fooled. Unfortunately. Not all. Never think all. Not all. Not all young males that grow up to be pedophiles. You understand that. But you understand what I'm getting at. Do you want your child to grow up to be a rapist or a pedophile? Do you want your child to be victimized by a pedophile or rapist? Do you want these things in your world? Well, it's time to address them. It's time to connect to yourself. It takes time, but to put the intention out to end these things on your planet. The intention to heal your world before it can go into a higher density. This must be done first. These sensitive subject matters, the reason that I've spoken about is because those that rule your planet, you can say they rule your planet, wanted to continue. So they say, oh, you're talking about rape and pedophiles. We don't talk about that here. So when you don't talk about it, it does not get healed. It must be healed. It is a complicated subject, but it is not impossible to understand on how to reverse all of this madness on your world. There is so much here, atrocities, constantly. Those done to your animal kingdom, putting them in zoos. You are in a cage. I hope you understand that, all of you. When a child is born, that child is put into a cage. Welcome to the world. We hope you survive it. About being domestically abused by a loved one or someone in your relationship, on and on. It should not be like this. This is not a world of love. It's a world of hellish situations. It should not be seen as a hellhole. You must reverse this whole idea of an insane asylum and say, oh, it's an insane asylum. This world sucks. Enjoy. No. You all have the ability to reverse this. those of survivors of rape realize that you can heal yourself, but also heal the planet also. That way, when children are born into this world, they do not have to repeat what you've been through. And everyone should be doing this. Put the intention out. Put out love to heal this planet and to connect to each other for once, instead of having material possessions connecting each other. It is time for this world to grow up. There are others that wish to speak. Blessings to you all. Raphael, you must connect to your Mother Earth to heal your world. Connect to her. Give her love and prayers. And to those that will soon be born into this planet, send out the positive affection. To those that are born into this planet will be safe. They will not have to go through these atrocities any longer. The more love you send to this world, and those that are here now and those coming in will live a safe existence here. You must put out love to receive it. To make the gateway into this world a friendly voyage instead of surrounded by negativity and acts of violence that is gone too long. Understand these tests are over. If you wish for them to be over, it is up to you. Those that cause these violent acts will be dealt with. Those rapists, pedophiles will be dealt with. You don't realize that just because you feel like you're weak and you can't help it, do not think karma will not come back to get you, because it will. To be like that is unacceptable. Did you live a loveless life? You do not love anyone, not even yourself. You love no one. You just let violence and negativity take over you and let other beings control you. You do not realize this. This is you doing these things, but also others that are helping you along, because this is something that you want. You have control over yourself. The female that prays over young boys, they are being dealt with. We realize you females that do these things, they feel like they are on a mission of some kind, of self-fulfillment. Not realizing, because they are so disconnected, they realize they're all by themselves. No one's listening to them. And their spirit guide is looking at them. It's like, are you seriously going this route? Instead of living a life of love and education, you just throw it all away because you're easily provoked, which is not necessary. Realize all of you, those that cause these acts, mostly males that find females weak, realize women are very, very strong. And those that are putting this poison into the air realize how to push the buttons of a male and have him turn to these acts against women. And those males that cause rape and pedophilia, that you understand, towards children that are abusive to children, realize the male, how easily you are to be controlled. Look at that. You are easily swindled. Any male that looks at a woman just in a sexual nature is easily brainwashed. If you start showing them affection and love for who they are, these desires of negativity, sexual desires, will go away. Because you become a loving being instead of a being of violence. This must end. It is true, for your earth to ascend, it must heal itself first. Connect to Gaia. Connect to the moon. Connect to your oceans. Connect to your nature. Connect to yourself. Most importantly, let the spirit speak to you. Let your spirit guides embrace you instead of ignoring them. Because realize those that are poisoning your world know how to disconnect you and turn you to a monster. Realize those that do violence towards children and women who do violence towards young boys and elderly, I should go into that. Acts of rape towards children and women and young boys. This is a act of evil. It is like you're not even human at all. You're just a creature, a monster in many ways. A monster of no love, no affection, no caring at all. Is this what you want to be seen as? Apparently, because there's so many of them that are doing it. This does not have to be. So those that do these acts of violence, maybe you got to look at yourself. Say, oh, I cannot help it. Yes, you can. Realize what is pushing your buttons to make all this happen. It's because you're not connected to yourself. You have no love. It is time to do something about that. Say a prayer, please. It's time to heal this planet. Being cute is fine, but the real issue is when you do violence towards others. It cannot be looking the other way is unacceptable. It is time to make this violence disappear, make it not happen at all, where you can enter into this world without fear of being attacked, without being kidnapped. This all must change for you to move into a higher vibration. It is time to educate yourself and find spirit. Good night, all. Blessings to you. I am Raphael.